You ready? Okay. Okay, we ready to go, everybody? I want to thank you for coming and welcome all of you, not only all of you, but everybody who is Zooming in this and what have you. But this is very important time for us because a lot has changed since a year ago, and the world has changed in so many different ways. And that has been really a challenge for all of us. Not only for all of us here at St. Patrick's, St. Joseph's, but also anybody and everybody. A lot of just people's lives. But yet, at the same time, as a priest, what do you do? Well, you have to believe not only in the cross, you have to believe in the resurrection. And I believe in the resurrection. My hope then is, as we keep moving forward, because sooner or later, this roller coaster ride will smooth out. And as it smooths out, there will be a lesson, a real lesson. And because of that, this has forced us to reexamine our whole approach to religious education, Christian formation. And it really has put the ball back into maybe families, sports, in a good way. In the church today, what we hear, especially in canon law, which is the law of the church, is that parents are the first teachers of their child in the ways of faith. This is a good opportunity for St. Patrick's, St. Joseph's, to take that seriously and say, how can we better assist parents, families in presenting the Catholic faith in such a way that they not only come to know it, but come to experience it. This is what formation is all about. It is about not only the cognitive piece, the thinking piece. It is about the, and both are going to, in some way, behavior, how we live Christian faith, and in particular, how we live the Catholic. Therefore, again, I welcome all of you because this is a good way to explore anything and everything that is happening to all of us today. And as a result, when we come to recognize that a little bit more completely, a little bit more fully, then we begin to appreciate the fact that what we do is we take what has been shared with us seriously, and we recommit our lives in such a way that we become excited about the Catholic faith all the more. Therefore, I want to begin with a prayer this evening, and as I pray, please listen and let the Lord speak to you, especially as the Lord enters your hearts. Let us just take a few moments in silence and let us once again come to a new awareness of God's presence in each of our lives. Once a rich father took his child on a journey to the countryside with the firm intent that the child see how poor certain people were and understand the value of things and how fortunate their family was. They spent a day and a night in the farmhouse of a very humble peasant family. Upon concluding the trip on the way home, the father asked the child, "What do you think of the trip?" "Very pretty, Dad." "Did you see how poor and needy people can be?" "Yes." "And what did you learn?" "I saw that we have a dog at home. They have four. We have a 20-meter pool. They have a creek without end. We have imported blankets and a patio. They have the stars. Our patio goes to the wall of the house. Theirs goes to the horizon. Especially, Dad, I saw that they have time to converse and to live in family. You and Mom have to work all the time, and I almost never see you. The father remained speechless, and the child added, "Thank you, Dad, for showing me how rich we can someday be." We pray. Dear God, as we come to prayer this evening, we once again come to recognize all of the blessings, all of the gifts we have received. Be ever near to us, and as we have been blessed, gifted with our faith, may we share it with our children, may we share it with our brothers and sisters everywhere. Let us come to know that out of those many blessings and gifts, it is your generosity which makes us rich in your life and love. And it is in your generosity which people come to know your presence, your power, and your love for all of them. Bless our families. Bless all of our parishes, that we may continue to grow to be living signs of God's unchanging love for the world today. May we be the visible presence of your Son Jesus, and who we are and how we live. We ask all of this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Once again, a lot of changes this year, really a lot of changes, but good changes. And we will see how we walk through the year and we come to know the blessings we see. And therefore, I want to thank Joe Alvin and Amy Fuller and Pat Burks, who committed so much time and effort to bring all of this together. This is new for all of us. But this is a journey of faith. And it is this journey in which we truly become excited about who we are and what we are. And most important, how we live our path of faith in the world today. And so without further ado, I introduce Joe.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joan Falk, and I'm the DRE for kindergarten through 6th grade. Amy Kohler is unable to be here tonight, but she is the DRE for the 7th through the 12th grade. So I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight. And like Father mentioned, this year, 2020, has been a challenge indeed for most of us. But I feel that together we can overcome any obstacle, and just being flexible. And so therefore, we are making some changes to our faith formation program this year. And there are a lot of COVID-19 pandemic restrictions and guidelines that we have to follow on to certain protocols. And so therefore, that's why we have some of the changes. So So we're going to start off with our St. Patrick's Parish mission statement, and if you would be kind enough to go ahead and read it with me. It's just this is what our St. Patrick's Parish mission statement is. So, St. Patrick's Parish is a community empowered by the Spirit of God to love, serve, and welcome all to Christ. As a family of common faith, we encourage stewardship by living out our baptism. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so why the change? We kind of went over that a little bit, and so did Father. Our COVID-19 has created lots of new challenges for our families. And so in order for us to create a safe learning environment for our kids, you know, we just have to be adaptable and flexible and willing to make these changes. So, but in a way to do it, if you recall our title, Fun, Faith, and Family. We want to tie those three together so that, you know, it is an experience and that can be shared with the kids as well as the families. And so we are encouraging our families. We're inviting them to also attend information this year. So these are some key components that we took into consideration to be present. To be present, continue to be a presence. This is what we still want to do. Continue to be present, to encourage and help our families, to stay connected to God, to one another, and especially their faith community, so that we can help each other. Simplify. Parents and children are probably very anxious still, you know, returning to school and all the changes that they've had to go through. Even just the wearing of the mask, you know, that's something that, you know, I think the children are doing very well because they easily adapt to change. Communicate. The need to stay in constant communication with all. So we will, all of this information is going to be posted on our website. All this information will, we will put them in bulletin announcements. We do have a parish app. If you have any questions about the parish app, you can talk to us after the meeting, and we can share a little bit more information about that. But these are all vehicles so that we can stay in communication with you about these. Meaningful, provide meaningful activities, and I think that's the key component here is we want it to be meaningful. We want it to be an environment that's going to foster the learning, okay? That's going to enhance their faith journey. Fun, we can't leave that out. That's how most people learn, is by having fun and having a joyful experience. Because the kids will remember that. The kids will remember, you know, maybe perhaps one of the catechists, you know, told them a story, and you know, and they could relate to that story. Or Father, perhaps, you know, he visits our classrooms often, and you know, maybe they will remember something. So, and then asking questions. We are here. Right now, we're here from just 8 to noon. But we have our website. You can contact us anytime. Most of you have our cell numbers anyway, so we welcome any questions that you might have. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the format this year. Our meetings we're going to meet only once a month. Our meetings will run from October through April. So kinder through second grade will meet the first Wednesday of every month, same time, 6 to 7:15. The third to fifth grade will meet the second Wednesday of each month, same time. The 6th through the 8th grade will meet the third Wednesday, same time, and then the high school will meet the same day from 7:30 to 9. The fourth Wednesday will be for the confirmation parents and mentors and the confirmation kids. And then extreme faith, if we're able to resume that, then we'll certainly have the practices then. So, does anybody have any questions about that? Yes, and yeah, we are going to be meeting here in the dining hall. We're going to cluster these classes together. We're going to meet in here because of the social distancing. And and then, of course, the kids will be meeting different weeks. Okay, so we're not going to have a high quantity of kids coming in all at once.
So like May first grade, second, they'll all be one together at a time. So that means.
What's that?
So like May through second, they'll all be one at one time.
Yes, they will all be here. They will have certain activities, and so they will have their own tables. So I kind of put some tables back there so that you can see, the first graders will probably be around, one table. And the second graders will be in front of you. And so they will have their own activities that they will be working on. Okay. All right, let's talk a little bit about our curriculum. We are going with the weekly Gospels, and that will be through 10th grade, and it's from Flom. And so I do have some examples back there so that you can see. It mimics the Gospel for that weekend, and that's really why I really like that. And Linda, you use that. Is that your student curriculum?
I'm sorry.
The weekly Gospels, is that what you're doing?
Yes.
And so on the off weeks, if your kids aren't here, we're still going to send home all the material and all the resources that you need, that they need. And of course, we're here if you have any questions about the curriculum. Okay, so in order to keep our kids safe, we are going to follow the color-coded system that's used by Sydney Public Schools. So I know you're probably by now you're pretty familiar with, what that looks like. And so it will mimic that. Okay, so let's take a look at what it's going to look like. Here's the sample meeting, kinder through 8th grade. We'll do a welcome, we'll do a prayer. It's going to be more of a rally type format than, just reading out the book and doing a lesson at the end, So I think that this will be more engaging. So the fun activity that focuses on the monthly topic, and then we'll have a snack time, we'll have a social time, and then the closing thoughts, and then prayers, and then of course our cleanup. And that's K through 8. And pretty much the same thing for the high school. Of course, it'll be age appropriate. All right. Okay, let's take a look at our catechist role. Okay, our catechist role has changed just a little bit. What is needed? Okay, so we still need catechists. We still need mentors so that they can lead the activities. Amy and I will probably start off the meeting, but we do still need facilitators. There isn't going to be very much prep work because those books are excellent. They have several resources and lots of activities for the kids. And if you get a chance, before you leave, and you just kind of peek at some of those, they're really excellent. They're illustrated very well. They're very colorful. There's a lot of free resources that the parents can tap into if they need more resources. So, and then, of course, we'll need facilitators and mentors for the elementary and high school. So we also will need room monitors. So if anybody like to be a room monitor, we welcome you as well. And then also mentoring a youth. Sometimes we have children who just have high needs. They need to be, in a learning environment where it's a one-to-one. And so we would like to be able to offer that as well. So if you would like to mentor a youth, that would be wonderful. Just let us know. And what is not needed? The lesson plans. the planning ahead, because everything will be set up and ready to go when you get here. All right? And if you do need some prep work, then we will call you and let you know ahead of time. And then the need to find a sub. Sometimes, life happens, we cannot, sometimes it just happens and you can't be here. And so sometimes, well, Amy and I can take a class, but if there's, a third person that calls in and needs a sub, that makes it challenging. But so anyway, all right, so next one. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your parents' roles. We want you to be present with your child. We are inviting you to come to these meetings if you can. Talk about your faith with your children. Attend your weekly mass. Kinder through 8th grade. Participate in monthly meetings with your child if you can. Weekly review the material sent home. So if you have an opportunity, we're going to send all this information home with your child. Even if it's just set an appointment, just say 30 minutes, we're going to go over what you learned last week. And that's just, enhancing their learning. Okay? All right, this is our St. Patrick's plan, our protocol. So we're going to meet monthly. If the situation is still in, if it's mild, there's not hardly any cases. So we are going to enter through the north entrance, and then we're going to exit out through these double doors. Okay. There is a hand sanitizing station already, so we do encourage the kids to hand sanitize and wash their hands before they come in. And also, we're going to encourage the parents to, before the kids get here, to make sure that the kids are feeling okay. Make sure that, they take their temperature, talk to them a little bit, see how they're feeling, and before they come. All right? Okay. We will not have the fountains working, so we need to have them bring a water bottle and make sure you label them, okay, so that we know whose water bottle belongs to. We are going to be offering a snack. It's not going to be a huge snack, and of course, we will take into account all the allergies. Sometimes we have peanut allergies that some of the kids do have. And then visitors, parents are encouraged to attend and participate with their children. I think that's just going to be a wonderful time for you to spend with your child, a one-on-one with them, if you will. So I think that is going to be a good thing. So mask, 1st grade through 12th, we're going to require you when entering and exiting, not necessarily in here. Okay. All right. So does anybody have any questions? I know I've thrown a lot of information at you. Does anybody have any quick questions? No? Okay. So here's some frequently asked questions. So what curriculum is being used? We already talked about that a little bit, but it is from Flom Gospel Weekly. So it's sent home monthly for parents to review with their children for kindergarten through the 10th grade. And then the confirmation candidates will continue with their preparation, and that's called Call to Mercy. So it's going to be a new program. What happens if someone tests positive? Those people will quarantine as directed by the PhD. Packets mailed if a person has been asked to self-isolate. And what we're going to do here is we're going to create seating charts so that, something would happen and there's a child sitting in that chair, we're going to know who was in contact with them, in direct contact with them. So we're going to have the seating charts available. Is there an I-9 option? No, not at this point. It doesn't mean that if, the situation is fluid right now, things can change in a heartbeat. So it doesn't mean that we wouldn't consider that either do Zoom or GoToMeeting or something, so that we would still have the St. Patrick's presence for our information. Okay, what happens happens if a child becomes sick while in class? Of course, like always, parents will be notified, right, immediately. And, so, okay. So, why are we not starting until October? And that's just because we want to have a little bit more time so that we can finalize our schedule, our calendar, and just try to make it the best program that we can offer to your families and to your kids. Will extreme faith still be offered? Decision hasn't been made yet, so more to come on that. How will sacramental prep be handled? For our second graders, we are preparing a first reconciliation and Eucharist program. It's going to be a special program, and it'll be in addition to your regular faith formation. So more to come on that. For confirmation students, again, they will continue with preparation that they began last year. So this will be their second year. All right. So just other resources that we want you to tap into or get more familiar with. It's Formed. That's a subscription that we have. It is free, and parents can just access it. There's a plethora of information, from videos to just workshops that people put on. It's wonderful. You do need internet access though, and if you need help signing in, I'll be more than happy to help you. And free online resources. Also, we try to keep our website updated and and offer different resources that we find so we can share with you. Of course, myself, Amy, and Pat are here always. If you have any questions, if you have any, even frustrations, we want to hear those. We want to help you out. Okay? So I believe that is it. So does anybody have any questions? What about Amy? Is there any questions that she might?
So extreme faith, part of that is based on the fact that we're not sitting in a church.
And that reason why. Okay. The reason why we are not having the extreme faith choir is because we're not, singing at church. So that's basically the reason behind that. All for coming tonight, and all the people who zoomed in, thank you as well. We will post all this information on our website, and so more details to come. So again, thank you for coming. So, something for you? Sure. Thank you so much.
Once again, as Joan said, this is a big adjustment. And what we are doing is we're going to really put, the real challenge to the parents. And that is going to be hard for some parents and for some families. And the best thing that you can do as parents, and we will help parents to do this, is to, on a regular basis, schedule at a time every week to faithfully. Maybe a couple of times. But I think, again, this is going to, over time, I believe, and I hope is to bring parents and children a little bit together so that they do share their faith in a little more of a pronounced kind of way. But also, it is going to be good for our parish because, again, this becomes a complete parish again, parents over time will learn just as much about their faith and they grow in their faith as their children. This is going to be a family affair. But again, it is going to require some real justice, some real discipline, some real commitment. And that will not just happen because it opens up our over. I think as a parish, we grow into this. This may be the real blessing of the coronavirus. But again, we will work and do our best, knowing that there are limitations and what have you. Is there going to be a change up in diocesan restrictions? I anticipate some kind of lessening of restrictions. I have no idea what that will look like. I don't think the bishop knows what that will look like because, again, this is a fluid situation. And it keeps changing on us hour by hour, place by place. And therefore, we need to be really, really slow and deliberate. And that is why maybe this is the opportunity for us, maybe, which is something pretty good that we need that. Let us help you. And again, we will kind of learn as you will all learn. But together, I think this will be really a good opportunity for us to be brought together in a different kind of way, all together. So, let us pray. Dear God, we thank you for the blessings we see. But also we thank you for this challenge. Let us be a disciplined people. Let us be a committed people. So that, again, as we have been called by our past, hand down the faith for our children, may we do so in the spirit of guide us and you and one another. And we ask all of this through Christ. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.